Alright. Welcome in collective to another daily card. Thank you all so much for being here and all your support. If you would like to donate to help me with my situation, my living situation, you can do so with the links in the description, the Cash App, the PayPal, the Venmo, and the Chime. And if not, no worries. But regardless, we're going to get into this daily card and see what the tone for today is, what to keep an eye out for with yourself. So the card we have is the Sun Reverse. And the Sun Reverse obviously represented by the sun. So today, watch out for you not being yourself, or being too strict, being too serious, or working too hard, putting out too much masculine energy, putting out too less of your inner child and being serious. Just watch out for that today. Allow yourself to relax. Allow yourself to relax, release control. And really just get into the flow of what your inner child would enjoy. If you keep telling yourself, oh, I would love to do this, or I really just want to do this, or I'm tired, or that is your call to fix that. What are you doing that keeps you from being in that state? What are you substituting? Is it substances that you're substituting to keep your body completely feeling something? I know we talk about feeling your feelings a lot here, and it's important to, have that balance, because when we end up feeling too much, we will turn to substances, we'll turn to blockages and all sorts of things to prevent us from feeling things specifically. Whether that's conscious or unconscious, we need to be aware of that. Make sure you're doing that with yourself. Are you keeping yourself from seeing who you are, with the sun representing the ego, and ego just meaning I or you're the observer, the one between the other two, the feminine and the masculine, right? What are you doing that's not really showing who you are? What are you showing yourself exactly? It's not the lack of motivation, it's not the lack of energy, it's the lack of seeing what's actually stopping you, which is the reoccurring thought or the reoccurring boundary that you run into. Not the lack of, but the force of, oh, I need to do this, I just want to do this, when I get this I will then do that. What are you waiting to receive to do that action? Remove receiving that thing and then move forward with that action. You believe that you need that thing to be restful, or to be easy, or to release control, or to be loose in that aspect. But really, it's that grip that you have on yourself that keeps you tied to that mentality, that's ripping you away from the greater truth of like what's actually going on with you, or even what's going on in your situation, your circumstance, however you wish to phrase it. But with the sun reverse, take care of your inner child today. Have fun, but most importantly, try not to work as hard today, whether that's mentally, physically, hell, even spiritually. Just allow yourself to really relax and get into the flow of life. With the horse on the card, it being a white horse representing the masculine sense, it being in reverse shows that there is a lack of masculine energy in that sense, which could revolve to direction, authority. It could be my gosh, what is it, like the power, the drive to do things, the ambition, the inspiration, the solidity, the maturity, the unshakability, the unstoppable masculine, right? That's what we're really trying to focus on. So what are you doing that with that energy that's hurting you or corrupting you, or are you even using that energy at all? Do you really know what you want to do, or do you keep jumping to impulses? Are you working hard, or are you pushing yourself to a limit to where you just can't hold it? You know what I mean? Are you giving yourself that rest? Are you beating yourself up over things in that sense? Are you allowing the physical world around you, since we are talking about the masculine, and masculine relates to the external in the mind, are you letting the current circumstances that the world is in, and I say circumstances because these things happen every year. It's not really a surprise. It shouldn't really be a surprise anymore, that every year in February and then after the solstice, that these things happen, and it's for a specific reason as well. But are you allowing these events to hurt you, or manipulate your mindset? If so, figure out how to untangle yourself from it, because it's not directed towards you. It's not really something you can stop or can control or even really have a say in. You would have an opinion in it, but you don't really have a moving force in it. And I know there's a lot of people who are going around like, oh, we're going to send our energy there. Don't be like one of those individuals, unfortunately, to, send your prayers, send your love, of course, but to do full rituals to, calm the calamities of the world is stopping things that nature has allowed itself. So instead of fighting for the man's purpose, which is to remove nature, you should return to nature, to that feeling, to the open world, and not looking through it from such a small scope that the news feeds you. Whether that news is from tarot readers that don't know what they're talking about, to the actual physical news that you're watching, you definitely need to remove yourself from that. With the sun being in reverse again, are you being greedy? Are you being like, no, I'm not going to do anything else, I have this? Are you being ungrateful with it? And it's okay if you have been, but really ask yourself, like, am I irritated that I haven't received what I want? Or am I more irritated that I have convinced myself that I can't move forward without this thing? And that's, these are the questions that you ask yourself to do that shadow work and to see where you actually are compared to, like, where you want to be, or, you know what I mean? And this keeps you stable, grounded in the present. As I was saying that, I immediately got ripped from the present moment, which is kind of ironic, but it does keep you stable and grounded and put in the present moment, so that you can move forward in those sort of ways. But with all reverse cards, because I love mentioning this, the only place it has to go is upright. It's staying stagnant doesn't mean it's going anywhere. If it can only go upright. So with it being in reverse, you have the biggest part of the puzzle already. It is the fact that the masculine energy is being used incorrectly. The inner child is being silenced. There is no vitality. And instead of the sun being a growing element, it's being a harsh, overbearing element. So look at things that you are being harsh on yourself on. And being harsh, I'm going to say it better, putting any pressure that roots from pessimism, from lack, from doubt. What are you doing with that? Don't worry about fixing it immediately, because that's going to add a whole bunch of other issues. Allow yourself to move with the flow, realize it, actualize it, see it, acknowledge it, and then move on. When it comes up again to face you, then you can handle it one-on-one. You won't have to worry about the whole gang of these feelings coming up to you at once. You face them one-on-one. Oh, I want to go buy this, but I don't have XYZ. Okay, let's go figure out what I can do instead of buying that. If I'm going to buy that, what's my purpose for buying that? Oh, for entertainment, for nutrients, for recreational uses, whatever, right? See what, what you could do that would also generate that same feeling and have that same energy, or at least allow you to accept that same energy, in a way that doesn't cost. That would be, instead of you paying money, that'd be you paying attention. That'd be to you nurturing and giving to the void, the infinite, to receive it's what it has for you. And I think a lot of people need to do that. And that's why I also talk about asking Mother. And I'm going to take the time right now to even talk about it too. So what I notice a lot, and it roots from religion, and it's dogma from it. But a lot of people always want to talk to the figure that everyone knows as the label of God, but no one knows which God we're ever talking about. So we're just going to use the term God for this, to keep it simple. We could break it down into a million pieces, but we're going to just keep it simple, right? So people go to God or Father, the Heavenly Father, right, to ask. And, I want this, I need that. Oh, little lightning bug. Sorry, there's a lightning bug near me in broad daylight. Yeah, I noticed you. You're cool. You're good. He's chilling anyway. Damn, I got my whole thing flipped away. I got distracted, my bad. Anyway, with everyone asking Father God for these things, what they're doing is they're acting out of greed, in a sense, because you're always constantly asking, oh, I want this, I deserve this, I need this. And though, yes, you do, what you forget, and what a lot of people forget, is that Father, Godfather, whoever you want to call, the Heavenly Father, El Elyon, Muhammad, whichever, right? You always go there to ask, and what you don't realize is they've already given you everything you need. What you have to do now is talk to Mother. Nothing can happen through Father unless talk to Mother. This does not mean that you go, hey, Mother, I want this. Don't ever do that, because you're not going to get it. In fact, you won't get it. That's how the energy is being used. Obviously, with the masculine, not only just with the feminine, but now with the masculine, which is unfortunate. So what you need to do is just talk to Mother and express yourself. Hey, I'm feeling this way. These things happened. Just express how you are. Explain where you're at. Explain how you feel. Don't ask for anything. Don't be like, it'd be really cool if I had this. Don't do any of that. That's not how you talk to Mother. They're there to nurture you, not for you to drain them. So what you're supposed to do is talk to them. Let them know, hey, I'm doing this. I'm feeling this way, I'm feeling that way. And let that replenish you. Then, through that, Mother and Father will talk. And Father will present you opportunities, the energy, the people, the places, the things that will help fulfill that. But then it's up to you to accept it as such, right? While also not getting fooled by the connotation or the opposites of it, right? But in the grand scheme of things, a lot of people always ask for like, oh, I want this, I want that. They don't really express how they feel. They just keep buying and covering it up, which, if we're talking about it, is materialism. So for those that are, walking around like, I'm not materialistic, but then you use the physical properties to distract you, by like purchasing it, and however it does put you on a materialistic plane. Remember, it's a spectrum. Everyone has a bit of everything in it, so it's not like good or bad. That's your first mistake, is identifying everything with good or bad. Unless you've actually done it yourself, you shouldn't have an opinion on it. You know what I mean? Like, unless you're actively out here harming children and stuff, you shouldn't be having that full opinion that gets you energetically embodied with that, because now then you're going to have such a strong pull on that someone can use that against your leverage to control you, which is what happens, in modern day time with racism and sexism and the whole gender war shit that's going on. That's just they're pulling on people's strings that they've attached themselves to, unknowingly or knowingly, and they're just being puppeteered and moved around energetically by shadow hands and shit, you know? So, you know, it's just a really big lesson of seeing where you're putting your fire and seeing why you're burnt out. You know, where are you actually sending your energy? What is your inner child doing right now? Is it actually happy, or is it your mind that's so in need of a control, or so in need of things being perfect that it's, you know, convincing you that your inner child's fine? All in all, this is a call to go back to mother. Your masculine energy has gone a little bit rambunctious. It's got a little bit out of hand, a little bit out of control, but that's okay. Whether that revolves to working or your output of things, or just your mood being more dense and heavy in that sense, just keep an eye out for those things and allow yourself to express yourself. And you know, even with the 4th of July, this even could just be 4th of July heaviness, because, you know, during these holidays and shit, where people end up doing all these things in celebration of, you know, all these like mini rituals and stuff that people really aren't like aware of. The energy can definitely get dense. Not only that, but going deeper with people or who have PTSD or pets who are afraid, that can also put on that heavy energy. Just not liking this time of year with the holidays and stuff. It's completely like overstandable. So just kind of check where you're at. Today's a good day to just remove that masculine energy, like remove the last barriers that you can and that you're comfortable with, but have in mind and know like where you need to go next and what those next steps will take of you, not only like mentally and physically, but also like energetically. But regardless, this has been the daily card. And yeah, thank you all so much for being here. Follow, likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, whether they are energetic or financial. And again, if you are wishing to donate or interested in any services to purchase that will help out my living situation and keep me doing what I'm doing here, spreading the truth of tarot and getting things back in order rather than being so misaligned that people are not really sure where to go next. But regardless, you can do so by supporting. You can support by support by doing by going to the description and either donating to the Cash App, the Venmo, the Chime, or the PayPal. If you're interested or have any other questions, you can email me. If you have any interest in services, you can either use the link in the description or email me, and I'll set you up for that. But regardless, I love each and every one of you all to the moon and back tenfold and forever, and I will see you all later.